What's up, family? Y'all know who it is. It's y'all one and only Black Wall Street Live back in the building here with the God and Goddesses. Who y'all be?
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Miss Keish, the Beast, and never on a leash. I'm happy to be here and happy to give you my perspective on this wonderful podcast.
This is Brother Murata coming from the Midwest, doing what I can do to share my 2 cents on what's going on in the world today.
And as you all know, we're just happy to be here. A little bit about myself. I'm from the South. And as you all know, the South always have something to say. In the last episode, I know we had a queen from ATL. Shout out to her. And it was a great episode. And so we're ready for some more content. We're ready to give you more flavor. We're ready to tell you all our perspectives and what we think when it comes down to relationships, mental health, and your health and wellness. So chill out with us at this very episode. We are very, very much so excited. So, Mr. Alchemist, what you want us to do today? You want us to pick up from where we left off? Because the Queen had so much to say the last time.
Look at your old corporate ass. Hi. Miss.
Well, I got to be corporate. I am, I'd rather be real. I am a little bougie. That comes with the territory. I am educated, sophisticated, and motivated. So, if you want me to start this off, I can get it popping and going.
Well, get this thing popping then. What's up? What's your name, B? What we looking at?
Miss Keish, but I gotta get my name on here. I got my government name on here. So you know what that means.
Hey.
So I gotta make sure that changed. But if the world know what my name is, that's fine. I'm good. You can Google me and find out a lot of good things. So I am okay with that. Okay. So I think when we all last left off with the Queen, she was talking about soulmates and relationships and things like that. And so I think it's only fair to continue that conversation because I'm looking at you two guys. You're not too seasoned per se, but I think it's just so important when you navigate relationships, especially Black relationships. We all go through things, we go through the good and the bad. And we've all had some things that have occurred to us in relationships. And so one of my questions is to you, Mr. Alchemist, and you, Mr. Muada, is, what is your pet peeve when it comes down to relationships? We all got things that's going on in relationships.
I don't know. I don't like a nagging woman. I dislike a nagging woman. That is an issue for me. A pet peeve of mine is, I would say, a nagging woman, a non-supportive woman, a non-understanding woman. I'm pretty sure I said it on the last episode that I think it should be a societal rule, not a federal law or a state law, but a societal rule that two people who don't have a healthy understanding of themselves shouldn't be allowed to be in a relationship because one will wreck the relationship. And I think that's what goes on with the majority of us in our relationships today is that one of us, whether it be he or she, male or female, or everything else that goes on today, that people without a proper understanding, a healthy understanding of who they are, wreck the relationship. In saying that, that's one of my pet peeves is being around people who really just don't have a clear understanding of themselves. And being in a relationship, that makes it even worse. I'm not sure that if, a lot of us quite understand what goes into having a relationship, doing what we can to uplift the relationship, help the relationship become prosperous, keeping it genuine and organic. And that's not easy by far. You find two people in a short-term, mid-term, long-term relationship, you found a great thing that you found two people that are still together have a lot of lessons, a lot of battles that they've gone through. So again, my pet peeve would be being in a relationship with a nagging partner or a person who just doesn't clearly understand or have a healthy understanding of who they are.
That's fair game. I think right now what we're looking at for over the past 5 years, that divorce is at a higher rate, especially in this country. A lot of people are separating, and even some people who are in our community, Black people, famous Black people, they are separating. And I think when you have those conflicts and different point of views, because I think with Black women, we expect for our men to take the lead. We expect them to just cater to us. And I'm not saying that the sisters can't cater back, but I think part of that nagging comes from what we've seen generationally, like how our moms react to our dads or whatever the case may be. But I think with women, we don't like nagging men as well, but we also want a man to just take charge and lead the family. Do something romantic or spontaneous for us. We feel like if we've been in a relationship with you long enough, you should know what we like and what we dislike. Yeah.
I agree. I agree with that. I think that's you broke that down well. I also agree that to a certain extent, a man in a healthy relationship with the full understanding of his mate and himself, that not full is incomplete, but informed enough, should know what his woman likes or dislike. But I can say this, that women are a little tricky. They women blow like the wind. It may be
Yeah.
60 degrees, 60 miles per hour one moment and 30 the next. And it can drop to 10 and go all the way up to 100. You're like, what the fuck just happened? Excuse my language. Like I thought I was doing everything correct, and it went completely south. I don't know why, but you know how women are. I'm not bashing, not pushing, not just stating a fact that women are a little unpredictable when it comes to what a man may or may not, should and should not do regarding those type of things.
Well, I will say this. Do you think that, well, my question would be, do you think that some women, the reason why we nag is because we have deep down inside that masculinity in us, or we don't, some guys, I've heard them say, we don't know how to be soft anymore or feminine. And I don't believe that's true, honestly, because I consider myself as one of the softest women. Yes, I have some independence in me. I'm an independent woman, but I have some softness in me, and I'm willing to cater.
Well, I'm not going to say that women don't know how to be soft. I do believe that women have definitely turned on the masculinity. Um, James Brown said it best, this is a man world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman. Women have no longer cared to be the nurturing, soft, caring, supportive mate. They want to be the bitchy, I'm in your face, I can do what you can do as masculine. Yeah, shit. The attitude says it all. I'm not saying this is not a badger women. I love Black women. I love women. Period. Black women are just the cream of the crop. There's no more exotic of a woman than a Black woman. But at the same time, I understand the things that you all have gone through over the years that caused you to feel that way. Well, let me say this. I had a strong ass grandmother. She raised 8 or 9 children. She can get out there and be the most gangsterous woman you wanted her to be. Pack her pistol, do her thing. First Black woman on the police force, held it down for a long time. Get her respect from anyone. Short woman, didn't play no games. But she knew how to be soft, nurturing, caring, loving, supportive. She knew how to do that. She turned it on and turned it off. She didn't attempt to dominate her man and what have you, or her household. She knew it was her household. Everybody did what she asked to do with what she asked of them. She just knew how to turn it off. So for me, I had great examples of what women should be, you know what I'm saying, or what women are like. And in a world that was as tumultuous as it was back then, with the oppression, the suppression of emotions, feelings, economics, and so on and so forth, etc., she exemplified beauty, and she exemplified everything that a woman is. A woman in her nature, in her natural essence, is greater than a man.
And our natural essence, what you mean?
In her natural essence, when she's in her feminine nature, her feminine spirituality, she's greater. She's of course she's our complementary part. She's our complementary part. She's everything that we could ever ask for, that we'll ever need. But
So,
like anything else, she can flip that coin, and as they say, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. The demon will come out of her ass fast. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, more demons are there than more queens or more spiritual beings. You know what I'm saying? More demons are there.
oh Lord, I knew when we got on here, this is what we were asking for. But you know what? It's cool that you pay homage to your grandmother. I can only imagine how wonderful of a woman she was. And you know, a lot of our grandparents are the backbone of our families. And so with, you know, that being said, you know, you don't think that she ever nagged your grandfather, and your grandfather had a pet peeve or something that got on his nerves? You don't ever think
Oh, of
that?
course, definitely. My grandmother's not the type to nag though. And what I mean by nagging is just, you know how I think I would like to think that we all understand nagging.
Petty gripes.
Petty gripes, correct. You know, let's let me say this. Allow me to say this. Women are emotional beings. That doesn't mean they don't think. It just means they're emotional beings first. Men are thinking beings. So women,
Oh,
we both are thinking beings. Don't get it twisted. But men attach their emotions to what they think. They think first, then feel. Women feel first and then think. We have not allowed ourselves to understand that completely or fully enough in order to use it to our advantage. So when women have petty gripes or complaining about whatever it may be, that is like a irritating thing for a man to deal with. You know what I'm saying? That's like, a man is like a thinker. A man, not like a thinker. A man is a thinker. A man doesn't want to hear a woman constantly nagging or griping or complaining about some simple shit, especially when, let her tell it, she can do the same damn thing a man can do, but she in there telling him he need to do it. What the fuck kind of sense does that make?
now I'm gonna keep it real with you. I would never say, Miss Keish would never say I can do the same thing as a man. You know, I am reminded of my abilities as a 5'1.5" woman. I know I cannot lift and carry things. I want a man to carry and lift things for me because I know that I cannot do that. And I understand that there are people who are advocating for equal rights and equal pay. I think when it comes down to that, there's like certain playing levels with that. But no, there are certain things that I need a man and only a man can do.
I would hope
But
so. That's the way it
yeah,
was
I
created to
mean,
be.
yeah, and I think that most women, I don't think it's more so that we're not trying to be soft. It's generational. You know, you look at your grandmother, for example. You know, she had probably your grandfather there, but then as we came along, our parents, and I can speak for mine, you know, my mother raised three beautiful girls, and my father, he would come in and out, and she would say, look, don't depend on anyone, you know, take care of you, get your money, get your education. And you know, when you're raised that way, you're trained in your psyche to look out for yourself. You're trained to say, this is what it is, because at the end of the day, all I have is myself. So I think we're not taught how to ease our guard when a good man comes into our lives, because we're so used to holding it on our own. Black Wall Street, you look like you got something to say. What's up?
I've been waiting for him. I've been waiting for him to say something.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, my pet peeve, I mean, I'm not expecting, I always come in a relationship saying, look, I need you to be feminine, soft, able to reason, operate in good faith, benefit of a doubt, and we'll be all right. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So
sure, not a doubt of contradiction.
You know, so if you could master those, what was that, 4 or 5 things I asked, then hey, we'll be all right. I mean, you could come talk to me about anything and we'll figure it out, because I'm definitely a thinking man. I try to exercise my art at all times in life. So
Sure.
you able to
but wait a minute, Black Wall Street. I have a
Uh-huh.
question to kind of follow up with what you're saying. You said you don't have much to ask for. You know, these are the things that you outline, right?
Basic things.
The basic things. So when you're meeting a woman and you're asking her to be feminine, what is your idea definition outside of Merriam-Webster of a woman just being feminine? What are the characteristics? Because I hear a lot of men say we want women to be feminine. We hear it on Instagram. Just give us some knowledge a little bit about what your ideal is.
Don't act like you can whoop me or something. Don't act like you can go toe to toe with me or something.
Okay.
Okay. Listen, that's a major turn off, women. Major turn off. My dick won't even get hard. Excuse my language.
Right.
Excuse my penis. Right. My lower self will not get involved. I'm automatically turned off.
Right. Because even amongst, I mean, it's interesting because amongst men, we know there's an underlying threat and risk there. That if you raise your tone, or you say something that's even, you raise your tone with one word, one letter, that thing can go from a 0 to 1,000. But here it is versus the opposite sex, the physically weaker person, not mentally, just physically, you tend to, talk as if, like, hey, like you can take me or something. So that's definitely a turn off. And it's like, what has this world come to? It don't make sense. I never experienced before I left and went to college. I never seen it. And then once I got out of college, I started to see it a little bit. That's when I started to experience this Frida vagina type of madness, which was okay with me. I mean, I'm just saying back then. And with that came, of course, the attitude to go with it, as if you can do what we do, and that's not quite the case, because it ends up being not great for you in the long run, but great for us, because definitely we ain't gonna tell you not to free it. I mean, we're gonna take advantage, and it's unfortunate that people feel that's okay to free it, and well, you all feel it's okay, not knowing the damage it caused and not knowing we actually love it. So it's a win-win for us. I mean, now men ain't gotta really step up and be accountable or man up, sort of way of speaking, because they gonna get, it's easy to get now. They passing it out like like a food bank or something. I'm just saying. I mean, don't crucify me.
Yeah, so we talking about the college, and as you guys get to know about the whole college experience that these two young men have had, they'll tell us later on down in the podcast.
Thank you for that compliment.
Yeah, forever young. These two young strapping men, they'll tell you a little bit more. But
I young what? What was the other part?
Forever young, strapping.
No, I thought you, huh?
I said,
you say
chaps, young men.
I thought you said, I didn't catch the champ part. I was trying to figure out what was that part. What'd you say?
Yeah. So as I was saying, have you ever communicated that, Mr. Black Wall Street, to any of your previous girlfriends about, what your pet peeves were before it was ending? Have you ever had that conversation with them? Because sometimes we think we communicate clearly, but we don't always communicate clearly. I'm guilty of that.
You talking about you or us? Or I
I'm
mean,
talking
because
about you.
we don't communicate it clearly. Well, I think we do quite a good job, and I think I do quite a good job, Eddie.
Who
It's
is
just a
we?
matter
Are
of
we in France? You talking about women versus men?
I mean, I mean, I mean, you know, it's a whole thing about. I know y'all got a thing where no don't mean no all the time, and when you say no to me, no mean no.
Say that shit.
I mean, okay, all right, don't mean all right. Everything cool. It don't mean it's cool all the time. That could be it's bad, but y'all ain't saying it. Y'all say it's okay, it's cool. I'm not. What's wrong with you? You good? Yeah, I'm good. All the time you balling on the inside, and then next thing you know, something happened, and you blow off the handles, or you acting weird all night. Don't want to, set that thing out later or whatever. We don't have a clue what's going on. Like, dang, what's up with her? I guess you might be on or something, even though you're not on. So I'm just saying, y'all know don't mean no at time. I mean, am I wrong?
I'm not going to say that you're wrong. I definitely do believe that you are correct in some cases, not all. Women, we go through a lot of things, a lot of changes. If you date a younger woman, she's starting up her career, so it's a lot of stressors with that. If you date with an older woman, you're dealing with somebody who may be going through the stages of life. Menopause is a real thing. If you ever been around a woman who has menopause, 1 minute she's hot, the next minute she's cold. And then when you're dealing with somebody, who has internal issues from previous relationships, you got to understand the root cause of that. We all go through things just like you guys. You guys don't go through menopause, but you go through midlife crisis.
No, we go through menopause. It's called andropause.
Andropause.
Hold on, I ain't hip to that. What's up with that?
Yes. Men have a similar issues that women have. It may not be as severe. It may not be as severe, but men go through some of the same issues that women do as they get older. Now, this is according to anthropology, the new science, not new because it's old as I don't know what, but andropause is something that men are supposed to go through. You can look it up, Google it.
And what's the symptoms of it?
I don't remember that, but they're just like the same thing as women.
Hot flashes, you go through hot flashes.
Andropause.
Like hot flashes? What is it? Hormonal changes. I know a lot of men, but I think that's pretty much based on the self-esteem issues. They want to go, they get older and they want to, going by, which I understand that to an extent. So it might not just be solely because of the self-esteem, or you want to relive your youth. They go and buy a nice little Corvette or something, or something fast as they get older, but it could be their dream car, their retirement car, something they want to just, drop the top on and, cruise through the night. But I can't say for sure it's a midlife crisis.
Well, that's what I said. The physical symptoms are decreased muscle mass and strength, increased body fat, fatigue, low energy, reduced stamina and difficulty to build muscle, hair loss, gynecomastia, hot flashes and night sweats.
But you would counter most of that, like the muscle atrophy.
Definitely. That's why they ask you to exercise.
Work out, yeah.
To keep working out, stay flexible, strong, and keep your body, your blood flowing, and your muscles as tight as you possibly can.
So yeah,
decreased energy and sex drive. A lot of that stuff comes along with life. Period. If you
can prevent a lot of that stuff. Huh? You say what?
I says, you take your time and do what is necessary by your body
Right.
early in life, it'll help you later in life.
For real.
So I wonder if that occurs with some men who go through post-divorce trauma. Like not all men, but some men who've gone through. Because I've met some people, some guys who've gone through like the midlife crisis, and I'm wondering if they're going through that male menopause of in life.
Andropause is what they call it.
Andropause,
Yeah, because
yes.
you putting a hell of a spin on it that just ain't sitting right with my soul.
That's why, listen, I said
andropause.
that's according to the studies that's been coming out over the last 15, 20 years or so. You know,
said male menopause.
Male menopause causes
Yeah.
andropause.
Andropause.
Men, yes, menopause for women. And isn't that crazy? It should be menopause for men.
Menopause, yeah, andropause, men.
But you know, that's the world we live in.
I don't
Pause
think
on your
men go,
andro because it sounds like some weed.
I don't think men naturally go through that. I think that's a matter of lifestyle.
I'm not sure. I believe that it's
it
possible.
Could be a factor.
Reason why I said it is because we have to keep in mind that men do come from women. We lived in our mothers for 9 or 10 months, so we have a lot of things that are similar to women. And then if you're raised in the house by a woman, you may take on a lot of character traits of a woman. So, you know, in this day and age, you have a lot of young guys who act more like, you know, their mothers than their uncles or, you know, grandfathers or fathers, you know, and a lot of that is due to them being up on the mama a little too long.
Is that what contributes to the nagging on the, men nagging the woman? Because that's a pet peeve of a man going through a midlife crises, and are they going through andropause, and we don't know how to accommodate them because they're going through andropause.
Men nag.
Men do all kind of shit that women do. We just went through the whole. We just explained that shit.
But Black Wall Street, he was the whole.
Huh? You say
that may not be your normal man.
I ain't never experienced that type of man around me. I guess I mean, I know they're around,
there are some men who definitely nag. I've dated someone who just sit and just nag all the time about things.
And yeah, that's a matter of self-esteem, I think. You just nagging, or it's a matter of, because if you nag with a woman, you always, nagging on, shooting her down, trying to make her feel small. I think, you dealing with some self-esteem issues. Because I speak my piece about things, but the most part, I let some things ride. But I'm nagging. Yeah, I don't know nobody who do that. But in my little small world, I can't say, that it don't happen. But
of course, I won't say that it won't happen either. I'm pretty sure that there are men who
being raised by women, like you said,
that was raised by women. So I'm pretty sure they have feminine ways and completely don't have a character trait example of a masculine character trait to follow besides I want to be a rapper, ball player, or a gangster.
I dated someone, he nagged, and he was raised by his mama. He was a mama's boy, and he wasn't ashamed of being a mama's boy. And he always nagged about what he wanted and how he wanted things done. And to me, it was just getting to a point where it was just an annoyance. So yes, me and him nagged.
You say
what? It was. I apologize. I bet it was. I bet it really was. I bet that was a major turnoff. Yeah. Listen, I don't think there's nothing greater in this world than a mother giving birth to her child, nurturing her child, raising her child, teaching he or she the proper way to go, whatever that is, the proper whatever the way. I mean, I'm saying that in context of the family, not of society, because society will say you should go this way and your ass will end up somewhere else in delusional world, thinking that some shit is real and it ain't. Okay, let's not get off on that. Yeah, so I don't think there's nothing greater than a mother. I don't. I don't think there's nothing uh, greater than a mother. There's nothing like it.
Yes,
But I don't agree. I also don't agree with a mother handicapping a child to the point to where his natural essence, his nature is unable to take charge or lead his life.
yeah,
I
this.
believe,
I
I
dealt
believe
with
he
this one.
handicapping can hurt him.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I dealt with this one sister while back, and my daughter met her, and her son used to have the Car Bears nightlight.
Mm-hmm.
Nightlight. Um, it was something else. I think he had a dial or something too as well, but I'm hearing now that they saying it's something about if men play with dials, it's supposed to balance them out a little more or get them more in tune with like softer side or something. And it teaches you it's supposed to teach them how to get them in tune with how to be more, I guess, affectionate or emotional with a child as they get older or something to that nature. And I'm like, bullshit. But hey, that's what it's come to. And like that's what's been said. But as far as like even on that the emotion when you spoke on like being raised by a woman, it's a lot of dudes that was in college who ended up there because of an emotional outburst. And emotional outburst is nothing but the child of impotent revolt, meaning that due to a lack of power, people would tend to have them emotional outbursts because they feel like they don't have no power over whatever situation it is, instead of just being like, hey, I can control what you can, and the rest you just let it be. But yeah, they say due to a lack of power, that's where the emotional outbursts come from. And we both know that in college we ran into a lot of them when they wake up the next day or two, especially after committing, you know, whatever act they committed, and they come to their senses. A lot of them ended up, not making it. A few days, a week in after they made an emotional outburst due to the lack of power they feel within their lives. So it's definitely important for fathers to be in a life and for a level of a healthy self-esteem to be instilled in them, because it definitely would carry out throughout their lives and help them make more balanced decisions in life, for sure. I've seen it. But
Well, a healthy, you're right, a healthy relationship requires a healthy self-esteem for both people, both male and female. So I guess one of my questions I want to ask is, what is one thing that people misunderstand about you both when it comes down to like relationships? What is the one thing that women misunderstand about you both?
gonna go first, Mwada?
I really don't like social media.
What happened?
I really don't. I'm saying because I, I I'm learning that when we were growing up, we were always told keep it real, and keep it real meant really keeping it real with the people around you. And really, that's a falsehood, because you should keep it real with yourself first and foremost before you can keep it real with anyone else. And I'm saying that to say we live in a society right now where people will just say anything to make it look good for cameras or for social media or whatever. And
Right.
I said all that to say I said I don't like it, and I'm explaining this because I really don't give a damn. I don't like telling the truth for the world. I mean, I tell the truth, but I'm saying I'll just put it out there. I don't give a fuck what they think. Simple as that.
Facts.
I don't, because women nowadays don't give a fuck about nothing other than what the fuck you can do for them or what is and what isn't, which all people are. And if my profanity offends you, I apologize, but like, whoever's for me is for me. Whoever isn't for me isn't for me.
Right.
A woman can say something to me, and I'll automatically know right away if she's somebody I'll entertain or someone I want. I'll automatically know it.
Well, Rob, I'll say this. Let's go back. I mean, Mulata, let's go back. Because my thing is, I hear you saying women take. They're like takers. They want what they want. Not every woman is like that.
No,
Some women
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying as if I'm singling out women. This is not a bash women thing. I don't believe in that. I believe in calling a spade a spade. People are takers, period. The society that we live in is the taking society. It's not a giving society. It's a taking society. I was saying that women are in this position now where they care more about what they take and get from men or people, period, than they do about the connection. I care more about the connection. So that's why I was saying I don't like social media because I'm just going to tell the truth. And, I'll just have to adjust.
Was it a friend?
When I meet a person, I understand that there are 6 people present. I already know that. I know that. Each as they see themselves, each as they see one another, and each as they are pretending to be. So I know there's six people present, 6 characters present. So I'm the type of person, I like to just cut to the chase. Let's just get straight down to the middle of it. Let's just deal for what it is. Set it all out on the table. We have great conversations. Either we work or we don't work. Right. I don't harbor no bad feelings, no ill feelings in no way, shape, form, or fashion. I understand when one word is spoken, a wise man understands too what's being said and what isn't being said. Right. So for me, I'm just like, I approach all encounters, experiences as learning experiences and encounters. And I'm not going to a relationship. When I see a woman, she can be as beautiful as she possibly can be. To me, I'm gonna admire her beauty and I'm gone about my business. Simple as that. I don't want the headaches. When I was a youngster, I wanted all the headaches in the world. I didn't care how they came.
So hold on. So you saying beautiful women are headaches?
Most women are headaches.
I don't agree with that. So
listen to this.
No.
I'm not saying this.
I don't agree with that.
I'm not saying this to put you down or other women down. Let's just hear me out. When a young woman, I don't care if she ugly or cute. I don't care if she light or dark. She get more attention if she light. Used to be. I don't know if that's still the case, but a young girl grow up. When the time she comes out, she's told from day one, you are so beautiful. You are precious. You're adorable. You're the most gorgeous thing I ever seen. All the family members come over there. All the men, women, or whomever, cousin, auntie. For all these years, she gets all this attention. She don't know what the fuck to do with all this attention. She's just lauded with a lot of attention. As time goes on and things start to change, it starts to slow down, starts to pull back. She starts to do whatever she can to get more attention. In her head, I'm not in her head. In her head, though, from the outside looking in, that can cause psychological issues. Serious psychological issues. Women, young girls are treated like mini celebrities. Nowadays, they'll do anything to attain that attention. They don't give a fuck what they got to do. You hear them? They'll say the most ratchetest shit. Stop. In a rap song, they'll say the most ratchetest shit driving down the street. Like, when women start acting like that? I remember when I was growing up, and this is a different world. Women who wore their breast out for everyone to see she was called a hussy, a Jezebel, a whore, a hooker. Now, all they do is put pasties on the nipples and walk outside the street and be like, shit, I can do it. Men can do it, huh? What the fuck? But anyway, I digress. Women have been told all of their lives that they're beautiful, pretty, gorgeous, sexy, whatever. When I was a young man, I see them women, I used to want to chase him down. I didn't care who the hell it was.
Right.
If she had a nice body, nice face, pretty, natural, beautiful, whatever. It could be made up. I had to get her. Now I look at women with them big old butts and breasts and all that nice face and shit, and I be like, God damn, they dogged you out growing up. I can just imagine the shit you went through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And let's not say if something foul happened to that woman. She really got some other next level issues. Now, I'm saying this applies to men as well as women, because men go through similar issues with women, because we never know. I never knew that R. Kelly had been molested until they said all that stuff, but you know. So those things, I'm saying all that to say that those things can play a major part and do play a major part in people's lives, and they don't clearly understand how to deal with them. So with that being said, I go back to where I was at in the beginning, what you just spoke about, a healthy relationship. People have to have a healthy understanding of whom they are in order to be in a relationship with somebody else. If not, you're going to wreck the fucking relationship.
But we can agree on that part. But I think also men can be just as cocky. They can be just as arrogant. They can, grow up. And if they are a very attractive man and they're used to people telling them that they are attractive or they fine, they take it to the head and think that they can get any woman or conquer any woman that they want.
Didn't I say that this applies to women? I mean, to men as well as women? I said it applies to everybody. I don't.
Yeah, but I just want to emphasize that, brother.
We all suffer.
That because it is so important.
We all suffer from this. We all suffer from this misinformation and this
Instagram world,
misogynistic ass European world.
Okay. What about you, Black Wall Street? What is the biggest misconception about you that people have about you?
Well, he's arrogant. No, I can't even say that. I heard that from a couple of people, a couple of women. That is, but so I can't really say use that as a misconception because it only came from a few. I can say that hey, what is the biggest misconception? Good question. The biggest misconception that the smooth that because I look this way, I am this way. That's the biggest misconception for sure. Because it's just like a little low, a little mud and got it out the mud, sort of way of speaking. So the little button-up polo shirt, definitely can throw a person off, and which is cool, but it's unfortunate at the same time because you could be underestimated, which I like that, but it can also be a trigger because if you being underestimated or someone's trying to play you for a fool, it can definitely put you in a different kind of headspace, which is not cool. So I can say that would be the way I talk, the way I dress kind of can throw a person off, and it's almost as if they people like to take advantage of what they think is nice or kind. So that I can say can be the biggest misconception. People look, and then in America, image is everything. So people judge you by your image. And a lot of people be fronting, and you never know. And in the 48 laws of power, you should never, underestimate no one. And you should always know who you're dealing with. And so, that I can say that's the only misconception people think, and people try to play you for a fool. I'll put it like that. When you don't never know what that person what he's thinking or what he's capable of. and it could be unfortunate, you know, for a lot of people, and which it has been for a lot of people. So I always go into any interaction with people as if they know just as more as I know, if not equally, what I know just as more. So with that in mind, I kind of play it accordingly and treat them with the utmost respect.
Without a doubt.
And and move from that angle right there, because I know of a lot of situations where someone was underestimated and it didn't turn out well at all. Yeah, I put hella emphasis on that. And if I paint the picture for you, I mean, I think people have nightmares.
But I guess my question would be to follow up with you on that. Do you think you give people these women or anyone proper warning about it? Hey, you pushing the button, go easy, you know?
Yeah, but me giving them proper warning, it don't come off with foam running down my mouth, and I know y'all want to see that. Y'all want to see the foam. Oh, he loves me.
They want to see the dog talk.
He's angry. Yeah, he loves me. Right. He's ready to do something to me. He loves me. He just don't. And I just be cool, casual about it. And that right there don't really, that's really not a warning or a forewarning, or even for a lot of people that is not really taking heed unless you kind of flare up a little bit. And I don't like flaring up. I like to, me easy going. I like to communicate and say what it is, and hopefully you get it. And then if you don't get it, it builds up. And then once I blow a gasket and snap, then it's like, that's not you, or where did that come from? Man, I've been telling your ass for the longest. But they want you to foam at the mouth. People want you to foam at the mouth when you tell them. So it's got to be an immediate threat or an actual act that's about to transpire that's gonna let them know, like, nah, it ain't to be fucked with. He don't like that. You can never just be casual about it. It's crazy. That's how it is. You can't be casual about what it is that's on your mind or what you feeling. You gotta have a little oomph to it, a little flair, which is crazy work,
That's super crazy work. That's super.
One sister told me before we were brushing our teeth, and you take and put toothpaste on your toothbrush, but not to where it's falling out outside of the toothbrush. Right. I'm like, now, what's the point of that? Most of the toothpaste is in the sink. Like, well, that's how I do it. Remember, I told you, just reason with me. We could talk this out, work this out. I'm like, that's how you do it? You think that makes sense? Like, and be like, nah, I mean, she'd be like, well, it's just how I do it. Like, okay, so I'm not, me being me, I know it's been said that dealing with your own people is like being in an abusive relationship.
Without a doubt of contradiction.
So I play it cool and hope that you register to you. I'm let you think about it a little bit so that you can know, you maybe can correct that, self-correct it. I ain't gonna press it. I'm gonna let you see what you do initially. And then you do it 2 or 3 more times. That's when it gets wild. So, yeah, you got. And I was told also that once I did blow up, that it kind of turned her on. It really turned her on, and she was like, "Whoa, I ain't know you be so cold. You act like you ain't got no feelings. I'm sorry," and want a hug and all that. I say, "Oh, this is weird."
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
There is no way I can have someone to go off on me and then be turned on by it and want to hug them after
You've done it before.
Stop, Miss Key. Stop it.
Right.
No, hold on. Stop it.
No,
we can't tell you. We cannot tell you who you are, what you have done, and what you haven't done, because this is the extent of our conversation. But you don't call yourself Keish the Beast for nothing.
Stop it. So we got but no, that does not turn me on when someone spaz out. That is not a turn on.
No, turn you on after you've done something and you kept doing it. and he spazzed out, and then you realize then, even though he warned you about it in a casual manner, but you realize then, like, damn, I have been tripping. And be like, oh, I'm sorry, and you want to kiss all on.
No,
I'm
absolutely
sorry,
not.
I ain't mean it.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Hey,
No.
Miss Keish, they say makeup sex is some of the best sex. Stop it.
Exactly.
Stop it, Miss
And
Keish. Stop it.
yeah.
No.
Tell it to somebody else.
No. No. If it's not coming from a genuine place and it's a level of understanding, because at that point, once you spaz out on me, I'm offended. So,
So,
absolutely not.
so women don't like to see men get jealous.
I think it's cute, yeah.
That's my case. If a man get jealous, that can cause him to spaz out.
That's the initial stage of spazzing out.
So you got jealous?
What? You just
So
you just jumped out the car.
I'm
playing, Ross. You're just playing.
Listen, Miss Keish, let me ask you, what is it something that you felt as though people thought about you that was that didn't represent you, or was mistaken about you, that people thought that had it mistaken about you?
That they thought I was quiet because I have a pretty face, and you can just sit, and she can just sit and be pretty and shut the fuck up and just be quiet. Excuse my potty mouth. But
what
yeah.
else? They thought you was quiet. What else?
They thought that I would be submissive. I've had a couple of guys that I've dated to say, I can tell that you from the South. Most of them Mississippi women, shout out to Mississippi, can be quiet and docile. They don't have to be all loud like these women up here in the Midwest. That's a contradictory. And it's a disappointing factor because a lot of women, especially Southern women, we get a lot of flack because, oh, she's not going to do anything. She's just going to cater to me, and she's going to cook and make sure that I'm good and things like that. She's not going to argue with me. She's not argumentative at all. No, I'm not argumentative, but if it gets to the point where I have to voice my opinion about something that I feel strongly about, yes, I am going to speak my mind.
As you should.
Yeah.
You a nagger?
No, I'm not a nagger. No, I'm not. I'm not.
You said you was bougie. Most bougie women are.
Bougie to me is like, I like certain things. I like certain stuff. Like if you want to be with me, you have to get to know me like I have to get to know you.
Correct.
I had someone to buy me these big earrings, and they were not the best looking earrings. And it's like, okay, this is not my style. And I was honest with him. Thanks, babe, but this is not my style, but I'll take it because you bought it for me. And I had to show him, like in the mall, the type of things that I like. So yeah, I mean, I'm bougie in that sense.
That's not really bougie.
Right.
That's not really bougie.
And then, with bougie, I just like certain stuff. I just like certain type of wine. Well, I haven't been drinking as much, but I like Merlot. And I went to like a hole in a wall, and the guy was like, "What did I like to drink?" I said, I normally do red wine. He was like, "Oh, your bougie self done come in here with me. You're gonna get some of this Jack and his Coke." Stuff like that. It's like,
I don't think that that's bougie. I think that's normal for you to have your own taste,
right.
Your own particular taste about things. I think that's actually normal.
Yeah.
You don't come off as bougie to me at all. You come off as a simple, intelligent woman who cares about various things.
Thanks, Mara. I appreciate that.
That doesn't sound bougie to me at all.
Yeah. And I do like to dine at nice places. Like I like to go to, in St. Louis, they had the Cinder House up on the top of the Horseshoe, the casino.
What?
I love that. I love the Cinder House. I love it.
Expensive for nothing, bro. A cocktail is $25.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I think I told you that I had went there about a couple of weeks ago. Spent like 20 and some dollars. Cocktails $25. You know,
Mm-hmm.
as a vegan, got the chickpeas and they got the little drizzle sauce on it with the rice, but balsamic rice and
Mm-hmm.
the tortilla shells. That's all it was. $29.
Yeah. I
You just
don't
got to give it, know what to get. Come on now.
No, with the get,
I
I'm
don't
a
mind.
vegan. That's all they
And he's a
have for me.
vegan. Yeah.
Chickpeas with the basmati rice. I think I'm saying it right. And the tortilla shells. $29. Cocktails, $25. You have 2 or 3 cocktails and the little dish, that's $100 just for me. And
I like nice things. I enjoy nice fine dining and all that. But it's just not that important to me.
no, it's
Well, I had
I
a
mean, I
gentleman.
think the gray says a lot. I've been here a while now. You know what I'm saying? And I did a lot of that stuff in the 80s and 90s. I don't want to tell my age, but it's not that important to me, you know. So I used to get off on changing lanes and hopping planes. I like that still, but I don't get off on all that no more. I mean, I'll do it, but it's not the driving force behind my life anymore.
yeah, it's not Cinder House no more. It's Ramsey, and he's
Yeah,
supposed to be a known chef over the world. So of
right.
course they're gonna put the extra on the prices.
And they do it. I'm saying that stuff. For me, I eat for nutritional value. We were in college for a while, and a lot of them colleges. You were in college too, weren't you, Miss Keish?
I was in a. I had a different experience from you all. I'll just say
They don't feed you the best foods in those places. So,
not at a. I was at a historically Black college, and so in some cases they don't always feed you the best.
we were at a historically European college, and it was interesting.
The colleges that the tradition in the traditional sense that you speak of definitely is. I mean, the structure is like the college in the School of Hard Knocks in which we speak of. So,
It's all set up the same.
right, what you
That's why I
got.
said it earlier.
Eat
That's why I
Roman
said earlier
noodle
about
soup up in that mud.
that mentality of the society in which we live in. We got to uneducate and re-educate ourselves, on a lot of things, because a lot of that stuff is holding us back to the old mentality. I don't think it's a bad thing that women want to take charge of their lives, women want to earn more or earn just as much, especially if they're qualified. I do have an issue with women wanting to be men. I mean, not in the sense that that's not your natural state, is all I'm saying.
They want equal rights where it benefits them. Like, I mean, when I was working in the construction, I used to drive concrete trucks, and the chute that you put on the truck that dispense the cement or the concrete is pretty heavy once it's going down that chute, right?
Right.
They had a woman that was directing the chutes, and I'm like, this gonna be interesting. That chute knocked her ass all in the mud. She was struggling with it. She was trying to tell me to start, stop, go, turn. Wasn't working out. I'm just laughing. It was hilarious because they looking at me. I'm looking at them. I'm like, why is y'all playing, man? Seriously, they talking about some, and they laughing, snickering, inside jokes. And they finally I'm like, man, y'all cut this out, man. Come on, man. And they finally went and took the shoot and directed it, and it's smooth ride. Got it done, and we was out of there. But that was interesting. So, yeah, it's not, but it's right.
That's just one field of labor where you're discussing that, because I can understand from your work,
Right.
Mr. Black Wall Street, Yeah, you know, some things women cannot do. But when you're in the corporate lens in corporate America, there are
Right.
times where women deserve a higher wage than her male counterpart,
I
because
get that.
if you're doing most of the work,
Right.
especially with projects, you deserve to get paid. Like
I
Black
agree.
women, we are very much so undervalued when you come to these corporate jobs. You know, our white counterparts, like we only make a fraction of what they're making. And so you're looking at situations like that. Yeah, I understand that certain things you can't grapple because it requires a man strength
Yeah.
to handle certain jobs like in your field. But when it comes down to corporate America, if that person is using their brain power, they achieved and earned all these accolades and they're putting in the work in there, it doesn't make sense for Todd to make more than Anita.
I
So
agree.
that's where
Yeah, I
that
agree.
comes in. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
it's always a battle.
Well, if y'all
Well,
actually putting
that's
in
the
the work,
structure we
then
live
yeah,
in.
I get it.
When you live in a structured society, a male chauvinistic society, the misogynistic society where things have been driven and the course has been set, then what do you expect?
But the
What do
thing
you
is,
expect?
what what has kind of distorted the mindset of women is the fact that they think we are the ones that's causing the hindrance, and
Right.
we don't have the control over those particular resources.
Correct.
And now it's like it's friction between us as blacks because of a situation that wasn't of our creation.
Right.
In a way, it was because we should have stood firm on some stuff and not allowed this to happen, in which we did. Got to give credit to the ancestors and the ones that struggled during them 60s in which they stood firm, but they have
Correct.
successfully definitely neutralized us to the point where we played a major part in things being the way they are today, as far as the gender war, and then women kind of feeling a level of disrespect or degradation towards us as black men. And the women played a part in it because they came with the whole little welfare thing, in which, get the man out the house. And, so we both been played like puppets.
The welfare thing was actually a system that was instituted by the government. You
Yeah.
know, the
And that's,
government was the one that said you can get all of these benefits as long as you
and,
get the man out the house.
and
So
yeah,
you can't
y'all
stay.
ran with it, and y'all ran with that.
I disagree with that, and we can agree to disagree.
What? No, we ain't gonna agree. We gonna earn this out. What you mean?
I
Well, even
disagree
though I think
because
we digressing, but I guess we can
I'm
digress a
not.
little
No,
bit.
I'm not digressing. I disagree with that because these are stipulations that were made from up top, from the institution, the federal government, to
Do
make
you
that policy
do you
so
disagree
that
with?
women will receive these benefits. But the
Right.
stipulation was again to remove the father from the home, and in some cases, the father was just absent.
And y'all,
So and so that led to welfare and TANF and all these different things that are happening now, which unfortunately will be reversed. You know, it looks like we're going
do
further now into this strike
let me ask you
where
a
there's
question
mhm.
before we get too far off the subject, and we're gonna get back to the subject at hand. Do you
Mhm.
disagree with the fact that we dropped the ball during the 60s and 70s as far as not continuing on the struggle as men, black men? Do you disagree or
I
agree
I
that
don't
we
dis
dropped the ball?
I don't disagree because I do believe that there was no one there to pick up that mantle
Okay, question.
after you
Do you
have that.
do you believe we dropped the ball? Yes or no? As far as not carrying
Yes,
on the
I do.
struggle.
Yes, I do
But
believe
you
we
don't
dropped.
believe y'all dropped the ball as far as, you know, allowing these Europeans to appease you all as far as the welfare, and then getting the man out the house, and then as a result you becoming independent. You don't need no man, and you got it on your own because now you're being fed by the government, which they took that tactic to counter the Panther movements, free breakfast program, free Medicare, and all those things. So they used those tactics to counter what we was doing in order to further grasp control of our community. So you agree, or you agree that we dropped the ball as Black men, but you disagree that y'all didn't.
I think as a community, I agree. As a community, we dropped the ball as a whole.
We're gonna get to it. You agree that we dropped the ball, but you disagree that you all dropped the ball.
I disagree.
That you all agree. Yes or no? I don't want to. I'm fresh out of all the extra. Yes or no? Did y'all drop the ball?
No, we did not.
Did we drop the ball?
Did who?
Did we as Black men drop the ball by not carrying on the struggle from the 60s and 70s to the 80s on up?
I'm not going to say it was Black men only. I'm just going to say both Black men.
Are you changing up?
I'm not changing up. I'm not changing up.
It's recorded. All right, we can carry on.
No. Okay. So